centre of the earth. To whoever is listening, you deserve the truth, we all do. For the safety of my loved ones, I cannot reveal my location or who I am. Simply refer to me as 1141514. Sometimes a little knowledge is dangerous, and on this journey I have learnt far too much. Now there is no turning back. If you're not ready for the truth, stop watching this broadcast. If you are, buckle up. This is for you, dear listener. Time to lift the veil, and down the rabbit hole we go. How did I get here? It was supposed to be an adventure of a lifetime. Something to distract me from the mundaneness of the current life. We all seek distractions of sorts, because as humans, regardless of our disposition in life, we all have a shared experience, which is an aversion to the mundane. However, while some wallow in the contemplative despair of the mundaneness of life, others generate a force of what I like to call vita momentum. The driving force that keeps the mundane at bay, allowing chosen ones to continuously distract themselves in fulfilling ways through what life and the world has to offer. For the rest of us, we have other distractions to keep us busy. 145 minutes a day on social media, 3 hours and 15 minutes on our phones and smart devices, 4.5 hours on digital entertainment. It's interesting that the things you value, crave, or choose to do in life are some of the things that have almost no real value, and you don't realize this until you almost lose everything. The choices we make are based on a series of constructs that help us define our position in the world. But truth be told, do any of us really know why we make the choices we do? Is it in our genes, upbringing, environment, socializing, indoctrinated ideals? If you're asked the question, who are you? How would you respond? Your name is allocated. Your appearance is what you look like. Are your likes and dislikes your opinions? Many years ago, I concluded that our choices are in fact who we really are. But even then you have to ask, why do we make these choices? Are your choices really your own? Is there something or someone guiding you? Or are they simply a responsorial mechanism to the almost infinite interdependent variables that impact human life? The same questions I am asking myself right now. Who am I, now that I know all this? How did I get here, and why? What is my purpose in the grand scheme of things, and is there even a grand scheme? I'm cold, it's dark, I'm wet and lost. I've been stuck in this location for too long and my oxygen is running out. How did I get here and why? To explain this, we need to go back to my coded discovery of the word Earth. That seems like a different lifetime now. I don't recognize that person. Excited about the prospect of seeking out something new, something different, anything. I was desperate for there to be a hidden message just for me. I definitely found more than I was hoping for. It sounds almost cliche to say it, but things ring true. Be careful what you wish for in life. The universe is listening. The day after my coded discovery, I took my laptop to the coffee shop to work. Sometimes I need people around me to help me concentrate. As paradoxical as that sounds, it's true. I need distractions to help me focus. I was researching the prospects of a Bawali adventure, looking at prices, tours, local cuisine. As I sat in the trove of the busy atmosphere, embracing the sweet aromas of coffee and freshly baked pastries, I looked up from my computer to recognize a familiar face on the other side of the window. She smiles and waves. I return her smile and she comes in to greet me. We embrace each other. It has been 4 years since I've seen her. Sarah and I were good friends at uni. She rests her handbag on the chair next to me, sits down, orders a cappuccino and 2 Danish pastries. She still knows me so well, she didn't even need to ask. When did you get back to the city? I inquire. Sarah's a paleontologist, and she travels around the world on amazing research projects. Vita momentum. I've always been a little jealous of her, jetting away and experiencing life in all its glory for a job. She's the nicest person you could ever meet and is full of interesting facts. She explains that she moved back temporarily 2 days ago. She's renting an Airbnb while she tries to secure some new funding for an expedition. She inquires into my work and I show her my research paper. She is genuinely interested and scans the work, pointing out ideas that I could incorporate. We discuss our plans for the future, and I share my newly found enthusiasm for travelling to Central Africa. No friggin' way, she exclaims with joyous eyes. This just happens to be the place she's trying to get funding for her research expedition. However, she's travelling to a different region. She's been working on her project for the last 2 years. She won't reveal too much, but she says it might have a different outlook on ancient civilizations if her theory is proved true. She seems excited and suggests we travel together. I gasp at the opportunity. She's travelling in 3 weeks, which gives me enough time to sort things out with my publisher and landlord. She'll be away for 5 months, which sounds perfect to me. The plan is to separate at the airport for 8 weeks while she sets up her team and research, and I can travel to Bawali and the surrounding areas. We can meet up again just before I fly back. A 2-month sabbatical is just what I need. We've been talking for 2 hours. That's what it's like with her. She's so enthusiastic about life, so uplifting. It's never dull with her. She's a free spirit. I wonder about her research. What is it? Can it really change our interpretation of ancient civilizations? Just imagine the world as we know it tipped on its axis. That would shake things up. Dear listener, if you're like me, there may have been times in your life where you wish something, anything could happen, just to shake things up a bit. An alien takeover. Seeing something unexplainable. All these thoughts and feelings are triggered by an underlying boredom deep down inside of us. We need and want more as people, as humans. We need to feel, experience. We think we need more than just the game of life. Growing up, studying, working, family, a few holidays here and there, and then death. I can't think of anything more mundane. That can't be it. That can't be why we're here. There has to be more. Sarah sees me contemplating and smiles. She always could tell when I wandered off in my head, and it never bothered her. It seems it still doesn't. Others in the past have told me at least to pretend that I was paying attention. To be fair, I thought I'd mastered that by now, but Sarah sees right through me. She smiles and begins to tell me a story. I shouldn't really be telling you this, but we found evidence of an ancient text that is undecipherable. But judging by what looks like diagrams, may potentially hold new information or answers to some of our most prudent mathematical equations. For example, initially we thought the golden ratio was coined in 500 BC to 432 BC, but the evidence we found potentially predates the Paleolithic era. I inquire about this golden ratio. The golden ratio, simply put, is a sequence of numbers. She explains that this is found nearly everywhere. She continues to explain that the pyramids of Giza and Da Vinci's Mona Lisa was potentially designed using the golden ratio. The Great Pyramid was constructed in 2580 to 2560 BC. So if the golden ratio can be found at the ratio of the slant height of the pyramid to half the base dimension, which is 1.61804, extremely close to the golden ratio, doesn't that mean that the Egyptians were far more advanced? To be fair, were they not more? She interjects. How could they build such a mathematical structure using the tools we say they used when we need machinery to do that today? And we're supposed to be an evolving and advanced civilization. She has a point. It doesn't really add up. I love her energy. If I could, I would follow her anywhere when she's like this. She's so inspiring. She's a true gift to the world. Maybe her Vita momentum could spark my own, I thought. She tips the waiter and pays for our drinks and cakes. We swap numbers, and she tells me she'll call me once she secures her grant. She's confident she will. I am beyond excited. We hug and she leaves the coffee shop. I open my laptop and look up at the window just to give her one last wave goodbye. I immediately go back to looking at sightseeing tours in Bawali. I stay for an extra 20 minutes and note down the numbers that resonated with me today. It's Friday the 13th, and although not superstitious, this morning has been full of unusual encounters. Sarah arrived 2 days ago. She's leaving in 3 weeks. She's away for 5 months. And we can meet roughly 8 weeks after she arrives. I think writing down numbers is now my new hobby. Damn that numerology article. Excitement is building, and I leave the coffee shop and make a mental note to pick up some cat food before I go home. As I turn the first corner, I notice a group of people standing around in a huddle and see flashing lights. Such a shame. It looks like someone's been hurt. People never really know how fragile life is. I hope they're okay. How sad to think you've just popped out without a care in the world and then tragedy strikes. We really take life and health for granted. I must be more grateful for all I have in life, my health and my family. As I cross the road, I see someone in the crowd crying. That's not good. I hope the person hurt is okay. The atmosphere was ominous. I move through the crowd and see a crumbled bicycle alongside an unconscious rider being tended to. But at least the driver looks okay. He looks a little shaken, but he's unscathed. Actually, he's clearly in shock. I hear an ambulance crew member ask his age. He's only 21. This looks like a terrible accident. The car involved has a huge dent and smashed windscreen. That must have been caused by the bike and the rider. So sad. I hope the driver and the cyclist will be okay. As I turn to leave, I see a stretcher with a body being loaded onto the ambulance. A car, a bike and a person pile up. This is awful. I walk towards the ambulance and notice a handbag on the floor. It looks familiar. This can't be right. As I ask a member of public what happened and they try and explain it to me, I can't seem to stop staring at the bag. I walk over and pick it up. It's Sarah's. I phone her immediately and the bag rings. After getting the nearest cab and following the ambulance to the hospital to see if it was indeed Sarah, the person had already been taken in. I inquire, but the staff are no help. Sitting in the hospital waiting room with Sarah's bag held tightly brings me no comfort. I should call someone she knows, family maybe. I could go on Facebook and message her mum, but that seems so impersonal in a situation like this. I open her handbag and see her phone. I don't know her PIN. I can't go any further. A piece of paper in the corner of the purse catches my attention. The numbers 5, 1 and 18 scream out to me like a foghorn. I slowly pull it out and unfold the paper. I stop breathing. My head is spinning. I could not comprehend what I'm reading. How? What is this? The room starts to shake. The corners of my vision start to go white. Before I know it, I can't breathe.